What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite page, The Four Horsemen. You got yours truly, Professor Prop, Rafi. What's up, world? Both coming off some W's. I know we're feeling good this week. A good week 3 for the boys. We got some W's. You know the per usual. Make sure you guys like, sub, subscribe, put on the bell for notifications, all that good shit. You hear it every single video.
Let's move on to the Sunday slate. 1 o'clock starting off with the Bengals minus 4.5 at the Panthers. Over under 40.5. Um, Bengals dropped.
This game is ew.
Yeah, this Bengals dropped another loss. They didn't win, but this might not be surprising. I'm taking Bengals minus 4.5. Jamar Chase looked good last week. They got T Higgins back. Hopefully he gets the mojo that opens up more for the offense. The Panthers, yeah, they won last week, but that was just destined to happen eventually. Same thing with the Bengals now. They're destined to win eventually. I like them to win. Give me a Chase touchdown, and I like Bengals minus 4.5.
I don't know. Personally, I would just stay away from this game. Also, you got to keep in mind this is Andy Dalton revenge game. This is the Bengals who ditched him on the curve for Joe Burrow. He can fuck their season right now if they go 0-4. For being real, it's very hard to come back from 0-3. If you go 0-4, you might as well just chalk up the year, in my opinion. So keep that in mind. I really don't know. I think Dalton's going to keep it rolling. The team's going to play better. They know they got a better quarterback right now. I would just stay away personally.
I don't think you pick anyone for this game, but there's definitely some props that you'll be able to grab.
Both teams should move the ball.
Before we get to that, Cole, you said it's hard to come back down 0-4, right? But listen to this division right now. Besides the Steelers 3-0, that's gonna change. Ravens 1-2, Browns 1-2, Cincy 0-3. So they technically still have a shot.
They have a shot, but that division's gonna be tough, man.
Yeah, they'll probably finish third. But depends how everybody else play.
Go ahead, you don't want to go to the Steelers. You don't want to go to Baltimore. You don't even want to go to the Browns. I mean, even if they look shitty, but
always like the division games are always weird.
Like Rafi was saying though, I think it's a good prop game. I'd probably take Chase for yards and Deontay for yards again. They both are going to get the targets, probably like around 8 to 10.
I'd take Deontay for yards and for receptions because at the end of the day, I'm sure Vegas hasn't fully adjusted to the fact that Dalton's the quarterback, and Deontay looked really good last week in comparison to every other week with fucking Bryce Young, who was ruining him.
He got 3 red zone targets too.
Oh, also, and Adam Thielen's on IL now, so.
Good point. It's a very good point. All right, yeah, this is a boring game. I don't know. Let's just head up to the next one.
We got Broncos at Jets. Jets minus 7.5. Over under 38.5.
You cooked it up last week, my guy. You said Broncos money line and the spread.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take your wave on this one. I'm not sold on the Jets yet. They beat up a very, very, very beat up Patriots team. I think they had a makeshift offensive line. I don't know how many people started that game that started the year for them. 7.5 is a lot of points. Broncos defense is probably top 10 right now. I really don't see the Jets winning more than 7.5. Nix isn't playing the best necessarily, but I mean, you got to think a rookie's going to get better every single game. I would probably say he's the second best rookie quarterback right now after Daniels.
Yeah, touch on what you said about the Jets not covering the 7.5. I was looking at this game for a while. I didn't want to go with the Broncos again like I took them last week, but that line is disgusting. 7.5, I really don't like it. I'm not taking the winner or either side. I do like the under 38.5. I think it's going to be a slow, grinded out game.
Yep.
Pretty sure both defenses are very good. Let me see. Jets pass defense is pretty good, and then so is the Broncos. So I think it'll be a lot of running, a lot of time getting wasted, a lot of stops, like under 38.5. And I like Breece Hall to get into the end zone for the Jets.
I was going to say, Jets runs defense, I don't think it's going to keep up like it did last game. That was just Jets were hurt. It was a Thursday night game. I think Broncos can run the ball. I see this game being like 13-7 type shit, somewhere around there. Really low scoring.
This game's gross.
Yeah.
This game's nasty to me. I don't want to take anything in this game. If I did take anything in this game, it would probably be something along the lines of Mike Williams anytime. because he is getting healthier and healthier every single week. They seem to be involving him a little bit more in the offense every single week. They did throw a couple jump balls to him in the end zone already, and I feel like one of those has to hit.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna have Patrick Surtain draped all over Garrett Wilson the entire game. So
I agree. No, I agree with you. I think so. Stay away. There's definitely better games on the slate, so might as well keep it pushing.
Next game, we got the Saints at Falcons, -1.5. Over under is at 42.5. I'll take this one over from here. First things first, the Falcons haven't won a game at home yet. Let's put that out there. Falcons have amazing pass defense. New Orleans has a good rush defense, and obviously their offense is the Saints' offense is amazing. We've seen what they did the first 2 weeks. It's not like a fluke, I don't think. Obviously, the team will have a bad game, but that being said, I like the Falcons money line. Their money line was -120. I like the over 42.5. I think a lot of points get scored between these two teams, especially with the Saints out there. You got to be careful with the unders. And I do like Kamara to get a touchdown against the Falcons. He's been cooking recently. I think in order for the Saints to win or stay competitive in any game, he has to be involved. So, yeah, Kamara touchdown, over 42.5. Falcons money line is what I got. Someone else can take it over.
I'm actually on the opposite side of this one. I think that because of the Falcons' last game, books are kind of like leaning toward them and their momentum at the moment. And I think the same thing kind of goes in vice versa with the Saints. People are kind of staying away a little more after that performance that they just gave. But the Saints are a good football team. I agree with you in that sense. And like I think you're not going to get them at plus money many times this year. And I don't think that the Falcons are as great as everybody might think they could be. I'm not convinced by their defense. I think it's a decent defense, but I think it's definitely something that the Saints and that explosive ass offense could exploit. And then I'm also not really convinced with their offense because I don't know what Kirk Cousins I'm going to get at any given point in time. And I guess you could say the same thing about Derek Carr, but I just think at the end of the day, the Saints defense is really what's going to kind of shift this game in the Saints way because I think that's a proven defense. It's been good for years. They might be dirty as hell, but at the end of the day, they get the job done.
Yeah, fuck the Saints. Shout out Jalen Carter. I love that shit at that end of the game. If you're mad at him for that, that's corny. After all the shit that happened, it was a dirty game. You got a big W. You got to be hyped. But I'll take Falcons -1.5. Saints haven't beat anyone yet. Eagles should have won by more, in my opinion. Should kick the ball, but is what it is.
He's hate picking. That's what he's doing.
Take
the Saints and run.
The next matchup we got, I like this game a lot. Might not catch a lot of hits, but Vikings at Packers -2.5. Over under is set at 43.5, right? And this is what I got for you. I like Aaron Jones touchdown. Kind of touch on what Cole just said. Revenge game. The Packers got rid of him. They didn't want to pay him. He went to Minnesota. Minnesota looks great right now. Their defense looks great. Jones putting up amazing stats. He's having a great year so far. I think he continues that at Packers where he used to play. Revenge game. Show them, hey, you should never pass him. Josh Jacobs, he looks okay this year. Hasn't really been doing what we thought he would be doing. I think Aaron Jones go up for a touchdown. I like the under 43.5. The Vikings defense is very good. I think they give Malik Wilson problems there. He stopped the run a little bit. Vice versa with the Vikings. That offense is good, but the Packers can't really stop the run, in my opinion. And their pass defense is really that good. But I am going Packers.
There you go. I was going to say, I wouldn't go there. There's a reason they're -2.5.
I like Packers -2.5. Also, the Vikings are 3-0, fading the fuck out of any undefeated teams right now. Packers -2.5.
Another thing. Darnold, he's pretty banged up right now, and I don't think Willis is going to play. I think Love is back. I think right now 2.5 is a good line. Honestly, I think this is the lock of the week. Personally, you got a 3-0 team. They're -2.5. Like, this doesn't make sense to me. I'm gonna ride with Vegas. I think Love comes back. This Packer team won 2 games with Willis. They looked very good. It wasn't like it was like just the defense carried them. They ended up scoring some points last game. Packers are a solid team, man. And it makes me happy because it makes the Eagles win look better than too. Because I think the Packers are going to be a deep playoff team. So I'm with on the Packers minus 2.5. I think that's my lock of the week personally.
I don't think I want to pick this game, just because like you guys are completely right in everything that you said, but I still think that the Vikings should realistically be the favorite in this game. So like my mind is telling me, oh, the Vikings should be a favorite. Jump on the plus 120. Vegas is definitely playing some games, but I'm not gonna, I'm not partaking in these games because either way, I'm gonna be wrong. So what I'm gonna do instead of this is I'm gonna talk about what Dave said about Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is not doing as bad as you think he is. He had 16 rushes for 84 yards in week 1, and then he had 32 rushes for 151 yards in week 2. The 1 week that he did struggle was last week, and that's because Malik Willis was the quarterback, so they could stack the box because Malik Willis is the quarterback. If Jordan Love is back, I think my play of the week, and I don't have odds on this yet because unfortunately they're not out yet, but I think my play of the week is Josh Jacobs anytime. He's gone 3 weeks without scoring. He's due. It's a good offense. Like, he's bound to score eventually.
I like that. He's very due. And it kind of touched on what you said about the Vikings being good. That defense is amazing. The fronts and schemes they put back there, the best quarterbacks right now can barely read it. So I don't know about Willis being able to do it, but I think he gets it done. I don't think Love plays. I think he goes out there again. I think it's too early in the season, bring him back and risk making that knee worse or getting a worse injury. But 3-0, I don't like the Vikings going in 3-0 at the Packers winning. The Packers winning, man.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I think you're right in the sense where like I think the Packers win if Jordan Love plays. I don't think the Packers win if Malik Willis is the quarterback. And it's just because of what you said. It's Brian Flores' defense. It's like it's not. You just need experience. You need to have been able to see how coverages can adjust to be able to figure out his defense because everything is disguised, and Malik Willis doesn't have the experience for it.
Yeah, kind of like Cole said, Mo. Like Vegas playing tricks. They got the Vikings, the undefeated team, plus money. Obviously, the better defense, probably the better offense right now. With Jordan Love out, so that's a lot of people are probably going to put money on the Vikings money line.
It's the most interesting game of the week from like a line perspective, I'd say.
Very interesting, yeah. But next game is kind of yuck too. We got the Jaguars at the Texans. Over under is set at 45.5.
Yeah.
I don't really got much for this game. I don't like the Jaguars pass defense at all. Jaguars offense look bad. But I do like Jags +7. I don't know why this spoke to me. I like +7. Pretty sure they haven't got a win yet. I think they keep it close somehow. I like the under 45.5. I like Nico Collins to get a touchdown.
I'm actually with Dave on this one, and I'm gonna go even bolder and say I like Jaguars money line. I know it sounds crazy. I know it does. But people were talking crazy on Trevor Lawrence's name, bro. I saw somebody on Twitter called him lesbian Daniel Jones.
Wow. That's crazy.
Like, you gotta go out there and earn your contract. At this
The
point,
thing is, bro, it's like obviously he was like seeing ghosts out there, but his offensive line, bro, he didn't have shit going for him.
I feel you, but at the end of the day, you gotta.
I'm not blaming it on Lawrence. I'm like, obviously he didn't play well, but you can't do shit. Your offensive line ain't helping.
Well, that only applies to certain quarterbacks in this league. So
I think Will Anderson can have a little feast.
Week 1, I watched the Jaguars play. They were running the ball with ETN good. ETN almost had 2 touchdowns.
Don't remind me.
Brian Thomas looked good. He was getting what's the name was getting on the ball. Christian Kirk is slowly getting into the role with Trevor Lawrence. I don't know. I don't see the Jags falling to 0-4. I also don't see the Texans blowing anyone out right now. Their offense was good, but to be for real, it's the NFL.
CJ Stroud has so much failure in the NFL yet, to be honest. Like, how do you bounce back from a performance like that when everybody thought that you were going to win? You came out and you put up a stinker.
Yeah. So it's on both sides of the ball. It's a lot of pressure. You got to win at home, Texans bounce back from their loss, but also Jaguars. You got to get a win, and you got to compete. You got to at least show something that you're at least got a chance to do something with the rest of the league. It's only 3 weeks in. It's a lot of time to go, but I like Jaguars +7. On
Next
to the
game.
next game. We got Steelers -1.5 at the Colts. Over under 39.5.
Let me cook.
Go ahead, Mo.
You were saying the Steelers aren't going to be that good of a team, and I think they're going to be a very good team, personally. They're easily going to have a top 3 defense this year. I think 1.5 is a crazy number. Colts have shown nothing offensively, nothing but inconsistency. Whatever props there is on TJ Watt sacks, I would personally take it. It's not out yet by the time we're recording, but I think he's going to eat Anthony Richardson up alive. This man is very inconsistent. Can't make a. Is that crazy? I think it was that crazy.
It's a little crazy, but
a little crazy. Cool. I hope he eats him out alive, though. All pause. But I think if Najee plays then too, I'm gonna keep on the bullying the run stats with the Colts. Personally, they can't stop the run. Last week the Bears just weren't able to, but Najee is a down the hill runner. I can easily see him getting his line. I would probably take a plus money around 80 and then a touchdown. I think that's a good parlay. Another thing, like I said, Steelers -1.5. That's another play I really love this week. Probably Steelers, and then what was the other game? I think the Falcons. Those are my 2 favorites. No, Packers. My apologies. For the 1 o'clock slates.
I like this game. It's gonna be an underrated game on the slate for sure. To touch on what Cole said, elaborate on that Pittsburgh defense. They are amazing. They are amazing. Nothing needs to be said about that. The Colts' rushing defense sucks. Their passing defense is mid. Pitt's rush offense is like, was it ranked 12 out of 32 in the league? But their pass offense sucks.
I tell you what, though, Fields they're starting to open up the offense more.
He is, and they're running the ball amazing. And like you said, the Colts defense suck. Rush defense suck. But I like the prop I like in this game is Anthony Richardson touchdown. He's a big guy. He can scramble. He can run. He can't really get the ball downfield. Obviously, he's not that good. I think in order for them to win, he has to do some stuff on the ground. If they win this, he has to score. He has to run. And I also do like Colts money line. I think the Steelers bought a 3-1. Like I said, I'm fading another 3-0 team. I'm fading the Vikings. I'm fading the Steelers.
Fade this man.
I'm like somewhere in between both of y'all. I'm not picking this game. I'm not putting any money on the decisions between Anthony Richardson and Justin Fields. What I will do is understand that I guess this, there is going to be some props that are going to hit in this game, one way or the other. I think there's some weirder ones that you can definitely play here, and like kind of my favorite ones have to do with Anthony Richardson being terrible. I like his interception. Take him over a half interception, whatever that comes out to. It's probably going to be.
It's going to be minus. I looked the other week.
It's probably going to be like
minus like 180.
I don't think that crazy, but
I'm telling you, it was something crazy. It was something crazy.
But let me get more specific. So the problem with Anthony Richardson is that he has a real big issue with accuracy on the medium and deep levels. So you know who likes to hang around that area and is a very, very good football player? Minkah Fitzpatrick. Take Minkah Fitzpatrick over a half interception.
That's probably good odds.
And there that'll flip that little minus 180 to plus something nice.
I like that play. So that's some good couple plays we got for that. So we got one on the Colts, one iffy, and I'm telling you, hammer Steelers, Packers. Look it.
Richardson touchdown anytime. Next game, we got Rams at Bears. Bears -2.5. Over under is at 40.5. I got 2 touchdowns I like Williams touchdown, Kyrie Williams touchdown for the Rams. And I like DJ odds. It probably is. But then I like DJ Moore touchdown for the Bears. I really don't believe in the Rams defense. I don't have much faith in the Rams offense. Yeah, they had a good week last week. They came back and won. But to continue to be this good or win games with that crew, I think it's going to be very hard. I like Bears money line against the Rams.
You got any props you like, Rafi? The only thing I'm really looking at is the under. I can see this game being like 20-17.
The one thing I would like, this is actually a game that I would pick. I'd take Rams money line. It's plus
I like
money.
that.
At the end of the day, like I think this comes down to coaching, and we know that Sean McVay might be the best coach in the NFL. He doesn't have the talent right now, especially with half of his roster on IR. But
And he beat the 49ers last week. He got a dumbass on the other side of the field. I'm with you on the Rams.
And you got Matt Stafford, who's an absolute dog. So Rams money line. That's all I really got for this game, though.
Okay.
You know, you saved the best for last for the 1 p.m. slate. I see what you did there.
Yeah, next game we got the Birds -2.5 at the Buccaneers. Over under is set at 44.5. Mo, take it over.
Eagles. They do one thing, and that gives you heartache. Tough game last week. I wish Sirianni just learns how to take field goals. You don't got to play Madden out there. You have one of the best kickers in the league. Let's take points when you get out there. I'm going to start off with that. I want Elliott 1.5 kicks. Line didn't come out yet, but I think he's going to finally learn to take the points. We probably not going to have Devontae. Probably not going to have AJ again. So who knows what we have at wide receiver. Cubby's going to have to step up. Dotson. So that's another thing. I think Saquon, I mean, it makes too much sense, but you got to take his over rushing and pass receiving yards. Who else are we going to go to with the game? I think the Eagles are going to win. You know, I got the jersey on, so it's kind of obvious. So I think if anyone, you probably listen to Rafi for the probably over-under spread opinion. I think that's probably the most fair.
Also, Lane Johnson went out with a concussion last week, so hopefully I don't think we'll have him. We'll see. Go ahead, Ralph.
I want to take you guys, and I'm not going to not take you guys, but I'm tired of assuming that you guys are going to fucking beat someone down, and then you it ends up being like a fucking final drive game because Nick Sirianni decided not to kick field goals 17 times.
Yeah.
I literally, the last 2 weeks, because I've been backing Eagles plays, have felt your fucking pain, and he is a fucking dude.
Oh, bro. But I was going to say, shout out to your play. Would you have Commanders money? No, you had Giants money line?
Yeah, I had Commanders money line and Jaden Daniels to score.
But no. But they play with the Eagles because you had a nice play that hit that 1 p.m. slate. Then you have Eagles, Giants, and who else?
Oh, yeah. I had Eagles, Giants, and Carlos Alcaraz to win 2-2-0. Sorry for my tennis here. But, you know, that was a lock, so I had to add it into the
I was like, what was the odds on that? Wasn't it like plus 1,000 something?
It was plus 1,000 something. I don't know. It was like 45 to win 670 something.
Nice show.
But yeah, I don't know. In this game, I still think that the Eagles do win. I'm not going to try to guess on the spread. I think the money line is already good enough value for what you're getting.
I like that.
I have it at -135. I'm sure FanDuel is probably like in that area. So yeah, Eagles money line. I think they should win this week. I think the Bucks aren't as good as people think they are, and I think the Eagles are better than people probably think they are right now.
I do have one stat for you to say something, Dave. They gave up 140 rushing yards in 3 games to the Commanders, Lions, and Broncos. So, like I said, Saquon, it just got to make sense. You got to run the rock.
Yeah, so this game's a little weird for me because how the Eagles we finally had a good defensive game last week. They were running a lot of formations where we had 5 people up front, and that was helping us a lot in the front. But the thing about the Bucks is they throw the ball a lot. They got Chris Godwin, they got Mike Evans, they got 2 backs at the backfield that can catch. So I don't know what we'll scheme up this week against them of stopping them. It's going to be a hard game. I honestly like over 44.5. I think this is like a 24-27 type of thing. Get a couple touchdowns on the board, get a couple field goals. I don't want to pick a winner because I don't want to say it, but I like the over.
All right, that's a good way for a 1 p.m. slate. I don't think the 1 p.m. slate's a little There's a lot of games, but it could be a week for 1 p.m. slate, in my opinion. But the 4 p.m. slate looks
good games mixed in there.